you have a copy of The Shining in your freezer? Oh, I was reading it last night and I got scared, so... Oh, but you're safe from it if it's in the freezer? Well, safer. I mean, I never start reading The Shining unless I make sure I've got plenty of room in the freezer, you know? How often do you read it? Haven't you ever read the same book over and over again? Well, I guess I read Little Women more than once, but I mean, that's a classic. What's so good about The Shining? The question should be, Rach, what is not so great about The Shining, okay? And the answer would be nothing, alright? This is like the scariest book ever, but it's way better than your classic. This was a good book. This book was awesome in every single way. I'm gonna start off by telling you what it's about. So, The Shining is about a man named Jack Torrance who is a recovering alcoholic and has a history of anger problems. And he lost his job and he's trying really hard to be a better man and be better to his wife and his son, and he really just wants to rebuild his family. So he gets a job as a caretaker at a hotel during the off-season when it's closed for the winter. And his son, Danny, has this weird ability to hear people's thoughts and see into the future. And Danny keeps having visions of his dad trying to kill him with a mallet in a hotel. And so Jack gets the job at the hotel, and they drive up to the hotel, and Danny sees the same hotel that was in his vision. And he's pretty much like, oh shit, this is where my dad's gonna try and kill me. Before everyone leaves the hotel, they get talking to the cook, and the cook realizes that Danny has this ability to hear people's thoughts and see into the future and stuff, and so the cook takes Danny aside and talks to him about it, and he says, I have it too, and I call it The Shining. And he's basically just talking to Danny, telling him, don't worry, like, you're going to be in the hotel for a while, and it's going to feel scary, and you're going to see scary things, but it's just like seeing scary pictures in a book, and they're not real, and they can't hurt you, so don't be afraid. Except, don't go near the hedges, and don't go in room 217. So, the book is about their family living alone in this huge, giant, empty hotel that has scary, creepy things happening inside it. And it starts out mostly with Danny being the only one who is sure that there's something wrong in the hotel. His parents are like, oh, I'm seeing things and stuff like that. But it builds, and it keeps building, and it keeps building, and it gets creepier and creepier, and it just gets insane. The reason this book is so good is, first of all, it was extremely well constructed, well thought out, and the characters were extremely deeply written and deeply portrayed. Like, these characters were real. Like, he knew these characters inside and out. They had great backstories that completely had everything to do with the story, that at some point while you're reading about their backstories would think, why is this important? But then, oh my gosh, it is important. He built on the characters so much and made all of the backstories of the characters like have everything to do with what was happening during the story, and it just, all of it gave me goosebumps. And they also had like, the characters would have thoughts happening in their heads while the story was happening, and it would just like interrupt what was going on. So the narrator would be saying what they were doing, and then all of a sudden, halfway through a sentence, their thoughts would show up, interrupted, like, in parentheses. It was almost like in a movie when someone is getting flashes of different things at the same time, like if someone's going crazy or something, and they're getting, like, the good thoughts and the bad thoughts happening at the same time, and they're, like, fighting each other. It kind of made it seem like that, especially when they kept happening mid-sentence, and it was just so good. And he was good at the voices of the different characters, because it was told in the third person, but when it was about Danny, the writing changed a little bit, and it was more simplistic and more believable that it was like following a 5-year-old, that maybe these were the 5-year-old's thoughts explaining what was happening. And then when it was following Jack, the voice and the voice of the narrator was different, and when it was following Wendy, his wife, the voice was different. It was just great, and it didn't stop, and it wasn't, I'm not going to call it slow. It definitely wasn't slow, because I was hooked the whole time, but it wasn't super suspenseful or intense the whole time. It was building, though. It was always building. And it just kept getting like deeper and deeper and deeper into what was going on in the hotel, and you were just like, oh my god. And I'm gonna say I was a little iffy when I picked it up as well. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because it was written in the 70s. I thought that would show through in the writing style, but it did not. This book could have been written last year and I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference. I would have just thought that it was a book that took place in the 70s but was written whenever. I wouldn't have even questioned it. So it was a good book. I have nothing bad to say about it at all. Nothing. It was fantastic. That is The Shining. I don't really know what else to say about it. I am at a loss for words, really. It was really, really, really good. It was really well written, and it was pretty creepy. I think as a whole, I didn't think it was that scary, but there were parts of it that were scary. But as a whole, I think they're scarier books. But yeah, it was really good. 5 stars. Fantastic book. Seriously, read it now.